I'm gonna give you guys some little tips and tricks, easy ways that you can create a portfolio, a homeschool portfolio for the state of Florida, or if you're in another state, because Florida is not the only state that requires homeschool portfolio checks. So if you're in a state that requires that, here's some little tips. If you are in the state of Florida and you are receiving the PEP scholarship, that's the Step Up PEP, or if you're under like a homeschool umbrella type school, you do not need to worry about these portfolio evaluations if you are a unique abilities scholarship family. So yes, if you are receiving the unique abilities scholarship, then you do fall into this category of someone who would need to keep a homeschool portfolio and do the portfolio evaluation at the end of the year, unless you choose to do testing. If you need somebody to do your end of year portfolio evaluation, please reach out to me. I do multiple evaluations per day. The whole thing is over Zoom. It's really easy. Let's talk about what needs to be in the portfolio. So for the state of Florida, they only require two things. One is some kind of learning log. For me, that is our daily schedule, right? My little schedule that I print out and I write on every day. This could be something as simple as something you type up and you just show what you're doing each day, whether that's a concrete schedule that you follow. A lot of parents will just email me what their daily flow looks like, or if you have like a little schedule on the wall, something like that, that can suffice as a learning log. The other thing that the state of Florida requires is that your child showed growth. And how do you prove that they made growth? With something called work samples. This is the part that scares everybody. They think they have to have this big, beautiful, organized binder of all the work from the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. It's not like that at all, at least not for me and the way I do my evaluations. The number one thing that most parents choose to do is just take pictures of your child's work throughout the year. So you've got pictures from the beginning of the year and pictures from the end of the year. And the subject doesn't really matter, but I personally like to see reading and math, like your core subjects, but you could show me any of the subjects. Easiest way to do this is to just take pictures of the work and then upload it to like a Word document, a PDF, a Google Drive link is one thing that a lot of parents do. And as I'm scrolling through, you can like put little notes at the top, like beginning of the year math, end of the year math. And it doesn't even matter, like the beginning of the year, they could be learning shapes, and the end of the year, they could be doing fractions. Like it's obviously not going to be the same from the beginning to the end, but clearly they've made improvements if they went from doing simple shapes to doing fractions. So what I'm trying to say is you don't have to explain yourself. Like when you're sending me these work samples, you don't need to type out like little Jimmy was doing shapes and now he's learning fractions. Like clearly I can see that from the work samples. We're just showing that your child made improvement, that there's not regression. Another thing that some parents choose to do is just show me the stuff on camera. Like if you don't have time to take pictures and send it in an email prior, that's fine. When we're having our Zoom meeting, you could literally hold up the work to the camera. The only downside to this is that it takes more time. So whereas a normal evaluation might take like 20 minutes, if you're standing there showing me all the work to the camera, it's probably gonna be a lot longer. Some parents even just send me email attachments. So it's not in like a document where I'm scrolling through, it's not on a Google Drive link, but it's literally just email attachments, right? The first 10 attachments are from the beginning of the year. The next 10 attachments are from the end of the year. If you are keeping some kind of binder, like just for organizational purposes, and you've got work from the beginning of the year and the end of the year in a binder, that is something you could show me during the meeting. Or again, most parents just choose to take pictures of the binder and send it to me before the meeting. During the actual evaluation, I am not quizzing your child. I'm not assessing them. I'm not determining whether or not they're on grade level. What we are looking for, again, is that your child made improvement. And who knows that better than you as the homeschooling parent? And that is why I ask you to fill out an information sheet that I have created. That goes to you at the beginning, like weeks before our meeting, where you can kind of type out, explain to me how your homeschooling year's been going, where you're seeing the most improvement, and then you have the work samples to back it up. Every evaluator is different. Now, I take kind of a lax approach to this because I was a public school teacher and now I'm a homeschooling mom, so I see it from both sides. But if you are using an evaluator who is only a licensed psychologist or only a licensed teacher and they've never homeschooled before, they might have a little bit more strict requirements because they don't really know what homeschooling should look like. Whereas for me, if I see the name of the curriculum that you're using, I already know exactly what that curriculum looks like. Like, we're good to go, show me the work samples, we can move on. But I always recommend when you reach out to an evaluator, find out what their expectations are first prior to scheduling with them, so that you're not caught like a deer in the headlights when it comes time for your meeting and they're asking for like 55 pages of a learning log. It's not meant to be like an I gotcha moment, right? That is not the purpose of these evaluations. This is really just a way for the state to CYA, right? To cover their butts, to make sure that you're not just homeschooling freely and that somebody's actually checking on your stuff.